All right, happy wintertime Memorial Day. So we have a moment of silence to mourn the more than 400,000 Americans who died this year in probably the longest and deadliest pandemic we have ever known, right? The pandemic of stuffing our face and sitting on the couch all day, every day, right? And unfortunately, the other pandemic we ran into kind of drove a lot of people to do that, right? And so we lost 400,000 Americans this year, and not only this year, but the year before, and the year before that, and the year before that, going back to at least I want to say the 1980s, unfortunately. And so every day can be a Memorial Day if you remember that there's a lot to be enjoyed in life outside of food, right? Unfortunately, it seems like, especially here in the big city, right? A lot of times it's very difficult to have fun without one of two things, right? Food and sex, right? Every time people meet up, it's one or the other, right? You can't go on a date without involving one or the other. Very rarely have I can't think back to a time where a relationship between myself and somebody else didn't involve one or the other. Usually both, in extreme levels too. And that's sad. So this past year, I corrected one pandemic, and then I had to stay away from other people because of the other pandemic. I wrote a number of computer games. I took up bowling. I've been scoring 150 on average at bowling. I learned quite a number of new things. I networked with the right people, and I wish more people would see that there is life outside of stuffing your face, right? 400,000 Americans died, right? Probably more than the other pandemic, and yet we don't seem to be fond of any sort of measure, right? That's why I get a lot of dislikes on my videos. I wish they would show the dislikes, though, because at least we could get the conversation going, right? Certainly you don't see, how about, because people who eat unhealthy foods are a bad influence on others, right? We should ban eating unhealthy foods when you're within 6 feet of somebody, right? Because you're a bad influence on your neighbors. See, nobody would ever champion a policy like that, right? That would be anti-freedom, right? But yet, we're dealing with something that's killing as many people as this other pandemic that we champion policies like that for, right? And it's doing that every year for 40 years, right? Where's the disconnect, right? Anyway, happy wintertime Memorial Day.